Hi everyone, welcome back once more. This is Luvcoding's tutorial. Now we want to look at data type. We're still looking at data types in Python and JavaScript, and we want to look at objects in JavaScript. Objects are like a container or like a group of similar elements binded together by certain features. Just like we have class in Python and Java, the object in JavaScript does exactly this. Even we do also have class in JavaScript, but the object behave exactly like a class. So when you hear object, they should be thinking about a class. It's just a way of grouping elements into one singular bundle where they share similar identities. So let's take a simple example of. So this is animal object. Each animal has a name. The name here dog. The type is carnivore. So this is an object animal. Objects are always enclosed in brace brackets, as you can see. The name of the object is dog and the type is carnivores. So you can now, you can create new animals by saying maybe, let's say lion is an animal. Lion equals animal or animals. Lion.name dog. You can see lion is, oh sorry, we didn't put var. We need to declare variable. To put var here. The system is running slow. I don't know, the system is running slow. So we need to, we're meant to declare a lion as a variable before we can start doing whatever we want to do. So lion is an animal. That's why its name is, okay, var is there now. Var lion. I don't know why the system is running slow. Equals is an animal. So the name of the lion now is a dog because it's an animal. So like I said, items in an object share similar characteristics, except you decide to define a different variable for individual elements called instance variable, but that is by the way. Okay, so if we say, let's say lion equals animals.type. Animals.type. What's the type of animal? Animals.type. We're using dot to get the values. Animals.type means we want to get the value of the type of animals. So let's see what that's going to give us. Carnivores. So animal.type, that means the type. Animal belongs to a type of whatever called carnivores. So this is basically what objects are like in JavaScript. For you to be able to print the whole of the object, you use the stringify, JSON.stringify keyword in JavaScript. So let's use that now to see the whole of the object, to print out the whole value of the object. So that's animals. So this prints out the value, the total value of the object. So it has name, which is dog, type. One thing you have to know here is that every object has two parts to it. The first part is the key. The name and the type is the key, while the second part is the values. So for every object, there is a key and a value. You put a key, let's say age, put a colon to now give the ones at the right is the value. So age 100. Remember, 100 is a number, so we're not going to put a quotation around it because we said only strings are in quotes. So we're not going to put a quote around the 100. So if we now type, if we run this again, it's going to add. What's wrong? Okay, no comma here. That is one funny thing. If any single thing is missing, everything will go wrong. Still not working. What has gone wrong? Okay, supposed to be right. Yeah, that is one strange thing about JavaScript. Every little thing matters. Every little character, symbols, and whatever matters. You have to know where they belong. If just one symbol is wrong, everything goes wrong. So this is object in JavaScript. There are so many things you can do with objects. There are other ways you can create object, by the way. You can decide to just create an empty object. Like in this case, we created the object with the values. You can decide to create an empty object like this. If you read our materials, working with objects, you get better ideas because we have described objects and we have described various things you can do with the objects. So we can also create an empty object just like we have created here. And then we can begin to add values to the object. So we can now say animals dot, let's say anything, let's say dot age equals 50. Make sure the spelling is right, or else it's going to give you some errors. So let's see value of animals now. Did you see what happened? We declared animal first as an empty object, and then we began to add the values to our animal object. Let me see the time. How much time do we? Okay, just 6 minutes. Okay, so we declared an empty object and we began to add values to the animal object. So this is one way of creating objects. So we can add as much variable as we like. Initially, it was an empty object, but we added some value. So animal dot let's say class or whatever. Wild. Remember, wild is a string. So the value changes. You can see that the value is changing each time. So you can also create an object by simply saying, using the keyword new. You can say animals equals new object. New object. Object. You have to make sure everything is correct or else it's not going to work. So animals new object. So the animal have, we'll say it has age, it has sex, and what, let's say name. So we have created an object. So we can run this. It's an empty object because we have not declared we have not assigned a value to these variables. So let's assign a value to these variables. So it's gonna be, I just copy this one. So animal.age, do we have age there? Age is gonna be 50. Animal.sex is gonna be male. Let's say male. Then one more, the name. Animal.name, let's say cats, whatever. So we have assigned values to all these attributes that we added while creating the object. Remember, these attributes are separated by just commas. And then at the end, we have the semicolon. Everything has to be right or else it's not going to work. So we have now added values to all the attributes. Remember, the attributes comes immediately after the new object creation, and are separated by comma. At the end of it, we have a semicolon. Let me see the time. 9 minutes gone. Okay, so let's run this. You see, animal now has new value. But before I added this, animal was empty. Animal was empty. You see, but there are age, sex, name variable declared, but not assigned. So by the time we put this, undo. By the time we put this, we run it again. It now have some values. So that is one way. Second, we have described two ways of creating object. First way, you create an object with just an empty brace bracket. The second way, you create an object with declaring new by declaring new object. The third one is the first one we did. You created an object with the values in it. Now you can also create an object with a constructor. What does it mean creating an object with constructor? It's as simple as what you have done here. So, but in this case, we say function, we call it a function now. Functions are also objects. Please note that functions are objects because they group items with similar features together. So, we say functions, let's call it animal, the same. It will now have all these variables as a constructor. So we put all these variables in it, in the bracket. So now our animal object is a constructor. So now we're not going to end it with a semicolon. Rather, we're going to end it with a brace bracket because for every object, there must be a brace bracket that shows it's an object. But for now, it's an empty object. Even though we just created it, it's an empty object. Undefined because we have not defined anything. We just created an empty undefined. It means it exists. The undefined here means this animal exists, but is not classified yet or assigned yet. So now let's assign some values to animal. So in doing this, if you're going to use this formula, you're going to use this keyword referring to every animal that belong to this group. So you use this dot, let's use the former one, this dot age equals 10, this dot male, what is this? This dot sex, this dot sex, and this dot name. Doesn't matter what value you have there, you can change it. This dot name equals wild. You can put anything you like. So we have now added values, and now we can see it's going to change now. What's going on? Okay, yeah. We have to call these variables and assign a value to them before it's going to work. We have to create an instance of this object before it's going to work. So we only define a constructor for the group or for the object or for the class animals. Now, before because we're using the constructor, what's going on with this? I want to move this to the front. Because we're using the constructor, we need to declare a new animal to who will inherit all these attributes of the animal is a class now. So we're going to create new animals, new variable dog is equals to a new animal because right now I've not defined what kind of things will inherit all these properties. So dog is a new animal. So we now put the value for dog, new animals. Make sure it's correct. The age of dog is 5, let's say 3. Sex is male again. And name is dog. So we have given a value to an instance of this animal object. So we can now run that to see what's going to give us. So let's say dog dot age. If everything is correct, it's going to run. Dog equals new animal, 3 male dog. This dot age is 50. This dot sex is wild. This dot name is 50. Okay. What is wrong? Something wrong. This dot age 50. sex, wild. This dot name equals cat. So what's going on here? Dog is a new animal. Animal spelling is right. Let's be sure that the animal spelling is right. Oh, male should be in quotes. Everything has to be in order. If not, it's not going to work. That is how it is. I have to be sure that everything is in quotes. Any other thing? Let's see now. Yeah. You see, everything, just one single comma is going to cause you a lot of headache. So you can see the age of dog is 50. What's the time? I don't want to, 15 minutes. We're going to stop here. I don't want to do long videos for now. So we have been able to talk about objects, and we looked at 4 different ways of creating an object. Basically, objects are groupings of similar objects who share similar characteristics. And the most important thing you should know about an object is it has 2 sides: the key, which is the one on the left, or the items on the left, and the value, the items on the right. Thank you for listening. We hope the tutorial is useful. We'll see you later. Thank you.